Here, my pencil. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to read it from the top again. See how we can put this together. So he says, well, V'klalos Eser Tevos. Now we're going to start talking. We're in this next stage. So we did Yiskadal, Yiskadash, Shemei Rabba. How we went left, right there, and how this is really a portrayal of the lights that are generated. So I want to keep moving with this because we're going to get to the numbers 28 and 42, and this is how they're reflected over here just in the way he lays it out. So he says, again, he says, V'klalos Eser Tevos Sheba'alma Ad V'shiche, the 10 words there. Yikavein Lahamshech Tselem the Neranchi the Chaya. So what is this? Just let me get set up here a little bit, but also my glasses. I get wearing a different set of glasses, so I get used to the spaces. Yikavein Lahamshech Tselem the Neranchi. So we had some question about what Tselem was. I'm going to put an answer on that. Tselem is really a garment. It's a garment for the Neranchi. But which Neranchi? The Chaya. Im ha-mochim the godless the Abba. So this is a phrase right here that's got me a little caught. So he says, okay, let's just say these lights come down. They come together with the mochim of godless of Abba, which could be some kind of havayas. So he says, shehem eser osius the sag. So I had to really think about this. If I had to tell you, if I had to think what I thought was, let's say sag, I guess goes with chaya. Okay, let's say that. Let's say they're socks. The partsufi chochma de zer anpin, so it's going to go to the same place. Shame, and this is another real thrower, where he says shehem erik anpin v'nok v'yisrael sab v'nok. So, how's it go together? Is there something missing because that happens in the Rashash? If not intentionally, it could be because of copying it. I'm not sure. But I don't have any explanations for this. The Heichel Kachi Kachim, where's it going to go? It's going to the top of the Vasiya, which we just went through a whole thing about Heichelos Kachi Kachim, the Chatzilus the Vasiya Atachtaina. Now I take that to mean that he means in Ovi, so that in every world this same process taking place when you say these 10 words. Okay, so now you say these 10 words, Be'amal Dibara, Kiruse, V'amlech Machuse, but you got to have these words, V'yatzmach, B'korna, V'korna, V'shiche, Amen. Maybe the Gon has a different count somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe counts from different starts from different words. I'm not sure. Okay, now we go like this. So he says now, so that's the first idea. You're going to say these 10 words, and they're going to pull down what this Tselem, the Neranchi, the Chaya, together with the Mochin of Godless, the Abba. So my original objection was that Abba should be an Av, not Sag. So he says that the Mochin of Abba, Rob, because Abba would be, Av to me. So he says that the Mochin is the Sag. So I had to think about it and try to think of what was the Mochin, the Sag. Either one answer is that these are actually, he's giving over the mochin. It's really like a Benedict type of thing, starting in Abba, and then the mochin that are in Abba, which are going to go into the next stage, are going to be a sag, just like the mochin from Ima, they're going to go to Zer Anpin, are going to be a ma. He's going to say that later on. But I don't have any other explanation. I don't have any good explanations. So it says, so he said, Gam Mikabi, so this is another, so that's it. That's one of the kavanas here, that you're going to bring this level of light down. So then he said, Gam Mikabi Lachamshik base Salmin the Rantchi, same thing idea again. That's the Rantchi with, I think, with a kli or some kind of a covering. So the lights are covered. But it's coming from a really high place. The Yechida, these 2 different places, and the Ranchi, the Chaya. So you're going to bring down these Neranchis with the Slomim. Im ha-mochin, the godless, the Ima. So we're going to take mochin, the godless, the Ima. And he says the same thing, Shehem Yud Daled Osius, and he says, what are the mochin of Ima? So they're the 14 letters, the Pashut, Umale, the Ma. Okay, so what's coming from Ima, from Ima, Beis Salmin, the Ranchi, the Yechida, and the Ranchi, the Chaya, Ima Mochin, the Godless, the Ima. So these are Mochin, the Godless, the Ima, and they're going to be the 14 letters of the Pashut and the Mole of of Ma. And he says the Pashut Umatze the Ma. Is D, because the second word, Ba'alma, D. It doesn't tell us what Alma means. If D means is a super for that, maybe it just means the world in which there's 14. Okay, so where is it going to go? It's going to go, this, again, the generation of light that's generated because of this, we say, the base part Sufi, Kesef, V'chochma, the Zer Anpin. So they're going to go to the two-part Sufim, the complete part Sufim then, he says, of Keser and the parts of Chochmah, the Zer Anpin. Okay, so you have something coming from Abba, you have something coming from Iman. Have I got that right? So he said, first he said, Gam Yekav Lacham Shel Beit Salmi Naranchi, the Yechida. That's a very high level of the Naranchi, the Chaya, which I would think would be Chochmah Bina, like that. The Godless, the Ibach of Shehem Yud Dalet Osius, and they're reflected in the second word of this phrase, which is D, 14. So the base part Sufim Keser v'Chochma the Zer Anpin. So they're going at the top of the head of Zer Anpin, and he says Shehem Yaakov v'Rachel. Now I just try to think of where could this possibly just talk about the top of the head, and he says that there's Shehem Yaakov v'Rachel. So there's something missing here. Yaakov the Rachel of what? I don't know. He says there Yaakov v'Rachel. What's Yaakov and Rachel? Yaakov and Rachel is the Zat. Yaakov v'Rachel is the bottom end. So he said the base part Sufi Keser b'Chochma, which I'm thinking is the top part, the Zah, and it goes specifically. I just using my language, so I'm using it. Possibly it means that they're going to the Zat of the Keser and the Chochma, the Zah, the Chasiyah. Excuse me. Let me see. The Zah, the Chasiyah, the Zah, the Tzilus, but the Chasiyah Tachtoina. So all of the other Chasiyahs. So let's look at one more. Let's look at the next line. Now, Amen, and then the word Amen, of course, appears. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 without Amen. Amen is something else. So now let's look at the drawing. I think we lost them there, so we'll pick them up now. Please. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start here. That's what I should have done before, but I didn't. Okay, Naranchi the Chaya the Abba. So this is what the Naranchi the Chaya the Abba looks like, and I'm thinking that these are the Mochin. So the Mochin are really a covering. Remember Rabbi Memran saying that sometimes he says, for example, up above he said that he said we were talking about the let me get the right word, the Tzelem. So the Tzelem is actually another covering, and over here he shows you the Mochi. So he says Naranchi the Chaya the Abba, and here's the Oros, the Maki for the Panimi, and then the Moach. That's what I think it is. That's the Moach, which you said before, that's coming from this place, from Abba, is going to be a Sag. So the parts of Chochmah, the Zer Anpin, once again, which he says that they are these two parts, the top part, and why he doesn't say Abba Ve'ima, he just says Erik Anpin V'nok, he doesn't say Abba Ve'ima, and then he goes right away to Biyasu. So he said, but at any rate, it's going into Zer Anpin, into the very top of Zer Anpin, which is the Heichel Kachim, the Chasiyah, the Zer Anpin of the Yasiyah Zer Anpin, the Chasiyah, the Chasiyah Tachtaina. Once again, in Ovi, it goes everywhere. It's the same process happening all the way down the line. So this is a big power that you're actually doing. So then, let's see, we're running out of time. Okay, we have a little time. The Ranchi, the Yechida. So the next one is the Ranchi, the Yechida, the Ima. So we're going to take that part. And then down right below it is going to be the Ranchi, the Chaya, the Ima. So here's the Yechida. It's menukad like Keser. So this is what he said, Yechida. Yechida corresponds to Keser. So then he says, and then he has the Naran Chidachaya, which is going to be a Patach. And once again, when he comes down to the bottom, he has the Mochin. Now the Mochin, these are all these lights fitting into this Mochin. What are the Mochin? The Mochin is Ma. So where's it going to go? He says that the parts of Keser B'Chochmah is their Anpin. It's going to go into the very top of the Keser Chochmah is their Anpin. And he says really specific. I just really don't get it. But I think the answer is, I mean, an answer, try to get an answer, is that it's going specifically to the Zat. It's going down to the bottom of their Anpin. The Bezer Anpin of the Sia, and this of the Sia, the Zer Anpin that Silus. But the Zer Anpin Atachtaina. Okay, now all of these amains, look and go to the other side because that's like an addendum onto this. Let me get it up a little bit. All of these amains, and it says V'oni Makahal Amen. All right, and so going back and again, he says what you get out of amain. Just to begin with, mentally, I think he's saying when you go to say amen, we get plenty of times to say amen. He says you should have in mind this flow of light that's coming off of the face of Eric Anpin. I'm assuming it's the Eric Anpin. So he says, so that's my assumption, because it usually is. So there's the number 370. And here we see then we have three sags. Now, exactly what the three sags do, I don't know. But they go into the first letter. Now that's what's coming at you, let's say, so to speak, I guess. And then you're going to say the word av, or aw is the right word because it's coming from Keser, coming from a high place. And it leads to a yichud of the Zat again. Of Havaya, of Adni, but it starts with Adni. I'm not sure how that works. Why would that work like that? It's the same thing as we said before. The first confusing thing is why he starts with Bina, and then he goes to Chachma. So over here, he starts with the Adni, and he adds in, just analysis, just looking at it, and he says that this combination of the letter A, you have this in mind, that this is what you're saying when you say the A part, that you're dealing with the Tiferes, the Zah, the Keser, the Nuk. Those two combinations are receiving, let's say, from that light that's coming off of the face of Eric Anpin, or from up above them. Not sure where it is. So then you see the light depicted again. The exact same thing again, coming back down, but this time it's going to the Mem. And the light so continues on, and it's moved apparently from the Tiferes and moving along the middle line, Tiferes, and moving into the middle line on the Nuk because it starts with Keser over there. And now you have the Yisod, the Zer Anpin from the Mem, and then you have after that from in the Nuk is going to be the Das of the Nuk, which corresponds to this whole idea which we've been saying. How you're going to line up the fours, the Tani, with what's going to ultimately become the Tani, the Nuk. So then once again he shows the same set of lights that's gone through this different process, coming down to a light, and again the Shilav is all the Shilav is always the same. It's Adni, and inside of Adni is going to be this Havaya, Adni Havaya, which Adni Havaya is 91. So it's a yichud by itself. So it's a or shebein netzach and hod is their anpen. It's a light that's between those two things. V'gufa the Nuk. So there's between. Let's say again. He says there's a light that if this is really doing it. He says it's going or shebein netzach and hod is their anpen. So it's between the legs is their anpen, and on the back of their anpen is going to be the gufa the Nuk. That's where she's going. Okay, that's it. Okay.